your patience VA service 067 to Philadelphia is now ready for boarding. Once again today I'll be boarding your service.
It's taken me a few weeks to write this to VOCES8 as I've struggled to find the right words to thank the group for getting me through a few tough weeks. I hope that what I'm about to write isn't too clumsy. Back in January, my mother suffered an unsurvivable stroke, and we agreed with the hospital that they could start end-of-life care. She died very peacefully a week later. I did the night shift. Every morning as I drove home, Caledonia kept me company in the car. The music is evocative, and I found it very comforting, knowing what the outcome for my mum was going to be. Thank you for what you do.
Every tour is different, definitely. The month-long ones are normally the ones we do in the States 2 times a year, normally in October and February. Often it's like a workshop and then a gig in the evening, and often a collaborative piece as well with whoever we've been working with in the day.
The basic problem we've got in the US, in the UK, and frankly the whole world, is that music education is struggling for money, struggling for time, and it's struggling with teachers being trained to sing. So the idea of the VOCES8 method is to address these 3 principles in a way that is fun, engaging, and gets students singing, basically without them realizing they're doing it. Dum tee quiche tee. Dum tee quiche tee.
1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Freestyle.
The idea of feeling what it's like, experiencing it, is enormous. Our task, I think, is to get as many people as possible, not just students, obviously we're working with students today, but it's communities, it's the whole world, to feel what it's like to sing in a choir.
First workshop on my first tour. It's been pretty cool. They're really engaged, it's really fun. Jet lag? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was not expecting to be in this big of a place, and I'm really happy that I'm here though. I never expect this to even happen. It's exciting because one reason I get to skip school, and I'm just excited to sing. I think it's gonna be great.
I really find that the most rewarding bits of teaching, I think, are either where we're working with really, really high-level students, or it's working with kids, people's first, literally their first experience of choral music. I think that it's those, for me, it's those 2 extremes, and I think we're lucky we get to do both. But it is really rewarding giving people that first experience of, William Byrd or something. They might never hear it again in their lives, but I like to think that they've got something out of it if they have heard it once.
Certainly when I joined the group, I don't think there was any way to predict the direction in which the VOCES8 sound would go. That wasn't even a phrase that we used until other people started using it. And we suddenly realized, oh yeah, there is actually a distinct thing, and trying to identify what that was. We all ask a lot of ourselves technically to be as flexible as we are with our voices.
But I think that there's an element of what we do and the way we sing, which is open and honest and connected to our individual souls. And so by letting that out, I think that we're able to communicate very directly with people.
I'd say it's like the hardest part, or it was definitely the hardest part for me starting the job. Just getting used to like what works for you and getting to know your voice, because actually I just think there's nothing that can prepare you for doing this job. Like I had you know, a decent amount of experience singing in choirs with a fairly rigorous schedule, but it's not anything like this. I got it done in Amsterdam as well. So bloody basic. I can't tell you. It was quite spontaneous. You know what? My dad really wanted to get a tattoo, and he was like umming and ahhing about it, and it was annoying me. So I was like, I'm just going to go and get a tattoo and show him that you don't have to think about it.
What does your dad think?
He thinks it's cool, and he got a tattoo afterwards. So.
No way. What did he get?
He got the Bach insignia. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, there's a duet on it, Andy. Do you know who I sing the duet with?
Who do you sing the duet with?
Guess.
I love that this is the start to tour. I'm so excited. Oh my god, it's amazing. Gosh, I get the car and I get tortured.
You played yourself.
So My name's Katie. I sing first out of VOCES8. I've been with VOCES8 now for about 4.5 years. Worst thing about being in VOCES8, yeah, some people have some awful music choices for the car. I'm completely joking, that's such a lie. I think probably it is quite hard being away from home quite a lot. But it is nice that you're travelling with people who are basically brothers and sisters. So that makes everything a bit better.
Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, don't kiss me. Yeah, feel my heartbeat song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Come fly with me.
You don't get used to it particularly. I remember the first time it happened in high school, I was like a bit taken aback by it. But yeah, the reaction is pretty insane most of the time. That's the thing, we have 8 people. We very much have a ceiling as to how loud we can sing. But the kind of beauty of VOCES8 is that we lower the kind of lower end of it, so we can go almost completely off the voice. And it really does create like magic moments, like having a full church of people just being entirely still and silent while we're just on the edge of phonation is like, it's a pretty incredible feeling.
Don't get many things right the first time. In fact, I am told.
Being away from home is also an interesting one. You know, I now have a 2-year-old trying to have a relationship with a young child who you only see half the time is difficult. When I walk through the door, he'll love it, he'll smile, but then when it's time for bed, he'll ask for mummy because daddy's not there. So you have that element of it. But then you have the element also of being away from home, and whilst we have Zoom and all that FaceTime and all this sort of stuff that has even come on leaps and bounds through the 2 years of the pandemic, that there's a connection that can't be there. That connection, it's not actually possible to maintain that in any other way other than being with people. Especially last season, it caught me by surprise, and I had definitely bouts of depression, days where I couldn't bring myself to get out of bed, even though what I do every day I would not change for the world. It's what it's what I love. The music I get to sing is what I love. The people I get to sing with is what I love. The people I get to interact with, I just wouldn't change anything, and yet I was still unable to get myself out of bed, and that's scary.
When we're trying to craft a VOCES8 sound, which is going to help you when you've had a bad day, when something bad happens in your life and you need solace, when you need some sense of comfort, hope. I think that comes from that gentleness of sound, and it's incredibly challenging technically for the singers to do it, but when you find it, and also when you think about the fact it's not a single voice, but it's 8 in this just insanely delicate, balanced harmony, it taps into things around us that we don't know about.
Yeah, I'm Blake. I'm the American tenor in VOCES8. I've been in the group for about 7 years. The group's blend, I think, is second to none. So my dad used to play drums with Tina Turner, actually. I never got to see him with Tina Turner, but I saw lots of gigs where he played, as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old kid in smoky bars that I probably should never have been in. But I think watching him play the drums and just the energy of a live concert is something that stuck with me from a very early formative age. I think use nerves actually to your benefit rather than allowing them to defeat you. So channel them. Adrenaline's an incredible thing. Never be afraid to evolve and change as a person. Always stay open-minded. Yeah, I mean, the drum part's pretty simple, but it's rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. That one. Yeah.
Where the wise is such a lovely thing, fill my heart with song and let me sing.